my body freaked out. It was like, heck yes. So I started to burn more fat. Where are you going? No, you've had enough. Leads me out of house and home. Hey guys, thanks for coming back. I just got back from my honeymoon. Recap, I got married on July 22nd to my best friend, and we went out west. We traveled through 12 states and traveled over 6,000 miles. It took us 2 weeks to do, and oh, it was so worth every second. It was absolutely beautiful. It's completely different world from the East Coast side going out west. And I think everybody should in their lifetime go do that at least once in their life. I'm sure that a lot of you are just getting back from vacation since it is the start of the school year, because it is in August now. But this can, anybody can take this information and use it when they go on vacation, if they go out of town over the weekend, if they're on a business trip, any of those type of things, or if you're just away from home and you're trying to figure out how to stay on track. This is what I implemented to help keep me from falling off the bandwagon per se. Now it was my honeymoon. I was enjoying myself, but I tried not to go hog wild either, because I have put in way too much work to turn around and backtrack. That being said, I indulged a little bit. But I also tried to, I forget we have a cat because she hides, and then all of a sudden I feel something rub up against my legs underneath the table, and it's her. So anyway, this has happened before, but she's sneaky and she don't make any noise. Do you, Sassy? Hey, Sassy. Yeah. Yeah. You a good baby? And then she'll bite me here in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so staying on track. We started our trip. We drove the entire way. I guess I drove maybe 500 miles of it, and Jacob drove the rest 500 or 5,500 of those. Has nothing to do with my driving abilities. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. But here's some things that I did to keep myself on track. And I showed my weight at the beginning of this video. When I left for my honeymoon, I weighed 147.5 pounds. And so I've lost weight, okay? And I'm sure it's like, you know, you would think, oh my gosh, how did that happen? How did I lose weight? Because I'm sure close to maintenance level, if not in a surplus, somewhat, because it's very hard when you eat every single meal out. It's hard to stay in your cut macros to continue to lose weight. So, but I knew that was a possibility that would happen, and I will tell you why. This will make you rethink the whole game of weight gain, weight loss, maintaining, so you're not so hard on yourself, because this is what these videos are all about. I don't want people to be so hard on themselves and to think that there's more to it than, oh, I just ate a ton, so I'm gonna gain weight. No, there's more that goes into it than that. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how that is. So you're aware, I ate from IHOP chocolate pancakes with chocolate chips in them, all right? One breakfast with eggs, Okay. I have eaten huge omelets, like stuffed with stuff. I've had baked potatoes. I had Caesar salads. I had burgers. I had brisket. I had ham sandwiches like every day at lunch because we were out in the national parks and there wasn't food anywhere. I drank Diet Coke every day. I wasn't in tip-top shape with my water. Yeah, I was eating chips. I ate some chewy sweet tart candy during the span there. I ate beef jerky. I ate all those things. So how did I lose weight? Because it was kind of hard to track my food per se. So basically what happens when you are in a cut, meaning you are in a calorie deficit, you're eating less than what you're exerting during the day. Your caloric needs, you're eating a lot less, or you're eating less than what you burn. So therefore, you're going to lose weight. You're burning calories. So what happens with that is when you're in a deficit for so long, typically a cut is around 12 weeks. I'm way past that because I'm cutting for a specific purpose. I am cutting until I get to about 20% body fat, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going into a lean bulk. So then I'm going to go into a calorie surplus to build muscle. You cannot cut calories and lose weight and build substantial amount of muscle at the same time. It's impossible to do. You have to pick one or the other. So I'm wanting to cut because when you bulk, you're gonna gain some fat with that. That's natural. But if you do it right, then you're gonna get a healthy amount of fat back. So you're gonna look lean but muscular. But that is going to be a totally different video. But I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So when you go, so my cut is a little longer because I'm waiting until I'm about 20% body fat. So when you're in a cut, basically what happens is your metabolism slowly declines over time because your body is trying to adapt. Your body doesn't want to starve to death. So in order for your body to keep from starving, your metabolism drops, so you're not burning as much fat off, as much calories off, or your body's trying to. Basically, your metabolism slows down over time during that cut, and because your body is trying to adapt and is trying to survive and trying to keep from starving to death. Even though we are feeding our body, if you do it correctly, you're feeding body the right amounts that it needs, your body is still trying to adjust to it. That's why you cannot continuously try to lose weight the rest of your life, because your metabolism plummets and then you plateau. That's another thing. Basically, what I did was pretty much like a diet break. When I went on my honeymoon, I went into maintenance calories pretty much, or basically even a calorie surplus, or a little bit of. I tried to track my macros, so I wasn't hugely over, but I knew I was over a little bit. What happened is my body was like, whoa, we get food, heck yes. So then your body has to work harder to burn off that extra food you're eating. So when your body does that, your metabolism spikes. When your metabolism spikes, you can burn more fat. Now, I only did this for like 2 weeks. I gave my body a break. My body was like, heck yes. So my body was eating, getting extra food. So my body was happy. So it was burning more fat. Now, yes, I did run a little bit while I was there, but maybe like 2 miles one day. And I lifted for about 45 minutes. Probably, I was out there for about 14 days, so I probably lifted probably a little more than half of that, but it wasn't really a lot of exertion. It wasn't as much as I would do here. It was just more to just maintain, basically. I was kind of like maintaining what I had at the best ability I could. because the gym equipment wasn't as adequate there in the hotel rooms. But I was just basically trying to maintain the strength and the muscle that I had, because it does take a while to build it as a female. So it wasn't like I was doing the amount of exercise that I would typically do here. And we walked a lot, but we didn't, for me and the exertion that I do here, it wasn't a huge amount. We sat more for me than I would here at the house. So my body freaked out. It was excited. So my metabolism spiked. So therefore I was burning some extra calories. I was burning that food off, per se. That works for a little while. But I did that for about 2 weeks, and it actually helped. Now, I actually lost some weight. But if you continuously do that, then you're going to start to gain weight, because it only spikes your metabolism for a little while, for just a short period of time, because your body's not used to it. But once your body gets used to it, that becomes its norm again. So then you start gaining weight. So you got to be very careful about that. But it's good to have diet breaks. And I needed that 2 weeks to rejolt my, to burn the rest of the percentage of fat I want to burn before I go into my bulk. It has actually jolted me, and now I've kind of like started fresh. So now I'm going to be able to burn fat faster now, because I gave my body a rest period. Now, I did lift, but I didn't lift as heavy as I typically do while I'm home. So I'm sure some of that weight was muscle loss. 2 weeks, it can't be a whole lot of muscle loss, but I'm sure that a little bit of it is muscle loss, which is not good. I don't want muscle loss, but it's inevitable, and that's okay. I'd much rather be on my honeymoon with my husband than worried about muscle loss, but I'll get it back. It's not a big deal, whatever, but you've got to take that in consideration. Now, a lot of people typically gain weight on vacations, and that's okay. It depends on your body type. It depends on what you eat. Now, I did track my food loosely, the keyword loosely, tracked my food while we were on vacation, but I wasn't going to get real technical, and I didn't weigh any of my food while I was gone. So I just kind of eyeballed it, tracked it the best I could, and then let the rest be. So, you know, what you want to do, but enjoy life. It's not worth not enjoying, because this is a lifelong thing. When you lose your weight, are you just going to stop doing what you're doing? I mean, you've got to continue it, or you're going to go back, and then you're going to have to work extra hard to get back the way you were. So some people do gain weight, and that, you know, that's fine. And a lot of times it's water weight. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I gained 10 pounds on my vacation. Probably 7 pounds of that, if not more, is water weight. You're probably constipated because the food that you were eating is loaded in carbs and fat, and you don't have a lot of fiber in your diet. So, you know, 6, 7 pounds of that could be fluid. The rest of it could be you're constipated. And then you might have gained a pound of weight. So if you did like really indulge and didn't track at all, the chances of you gaining 5 pounds of fat in 2 weeks is almost nearly impossible, unless you like buffeted it every single night and gorged yourself. So go hard on yourself. Because remember, to gain a pound, you have to eat, a pound is 3,500 calories. Now, what you also have your daily expenditure of what you eat, you have to eat just for your body to function. So you got that, and then any activity level you have on top of that. And then you would have to eat 3,500 calories on top of that to gain a pound in a day. Now, that's a ton of food. Or think of it this way. If you would have to eat your maintenance calories plus 500 calories more every day by the end of the week or so to gain close to a pound of actual weight. Fat. So just think about that. So really, truly enjoy yourself while you're on vacation, because it's not, you know, it's not like you're going to be eating like this when you get home. So, all right. So I'll show you some of my hacks that I used while I was gone to kind of keep me from really going off track, but to be able to still enjoy the foods I like. I'm going to have a lot of people, or I'm sure somebody's going to say, this stuff is not clean and natural. I get it. I eat clean and natural for the most part, but there are some things that I enjoy, and there's some things that keep me on track. So if it keeps me on track, I'm gonna do it. So, but I typically like to eat clean. So, but you know, to each his own. So, Diet Coke. Now, do I drink Diet Coke all day, every day? No. But when I was on the road, I needed caffeine. I needed something to knock my sweet tooth. So I didn't go eat a piece of cake or cookies or candy bar or whatever. I went to that, and it did help. And you know, one a day, it really helped curb my sweet tooth, because I do get a sweet tooth. So that does help. Another thing, and if we're just talking macros here, there's no macros in Coke. Yes, it's just crap. It's not real food. I get that. But I don't drink it constantly, so, you know. Now, next thing, water. Water is so important, because if not, you'll get bloated while you're on your trip, because all your foods that you eat, okay, carbohydrates make you retain water, regardless of what kind of carbohydrate it is. You could eat a banana. It's higher in carb. Carbs hold water, so and that makes you bloat. So really, foods that you eat out or whatever when you're away from home is high in carbs and fat and sodium. So you are going to have bloat. Just get ready for it. So water is a great thing to use. I like my blender bottle. I forgot to take mine on my trip, and I really regretted it, because I really needed it once I was there. But fill it with water, and then get you a lemon, and cut you up some lemon and stick it in a cooler, in a container. This is something else I forgot to do, and I wish I had it. Cut up lemons, and then squeeze it in your water, and then put some stevia or whatever. If you want to use Splenda or whatever, but stevia is more natural. Put stevia in there and make a poor man's lemonade. It saves you money, and you get something sweet and kind of sour, and it'll help you drink your water, because it's good. I like it anyway. My next thing is protein shakes. I drink probably one a day, because you will find out that a lot of the foods are higher in fat and carbs, but lower in protein. Even your higher meat dishes are lower in protein. If they are high in protein, they're very high in fat. So you gotta find sources of lean protein. Well, here's what I have at the house, but there is a protein shake that I found a lot in the gas stations that I drank, and they were lower in fat. They're about 20 something grams of carbs for a bottle, and about 25, 26 grams of protein, which is really good as a supplement to get my protein in for the day. It was called, I think, Core Power and Muscle Milk. I did drink those. I like the Core Power better. I think it tastes better, but the Muscle Milk was less carbs, I do believe. I think it was the Muscle Milk that was less carbs. I think it was only like 9 carbs or something, but I didn't think it was near as good. So I'll sacrifice a few carbs for flavor, or not sacrifice. I'll take more carbs for much better flavor. Another thing that I brought my own protein powder. This is where this would have been very handy because I didn't have a cup to mix my protein powder with unless I stopped somewhere and got a cup from a restaurant. But a protein powder that is low in fat, low in carb, but high in protein, because you won't have any problem consuming your carbs and your fats. The ones you buy in the gas station, yeah, they're great, but they are going to be a little more in carb and maybe a few grams of fat. That's about as good as you're going to get. But if you take your own, excuse me, sorry. If you take your own, then you, like this one has no fat, 25 grams of protein, and 1 carb. Now, I don't think they taste near as good, but if you're just wanting to supplement and chug it real quick, just to get your protein in, it's a great way to go. And there probably is some really good ones out there. This one's okay. But this is cookies and cream. Another thing, if you have a hotel that has a little kitchenette, this is good to make too. In the mornings, if you're not wanting to go eat breakfast, you just want something kind of quick to fill you up or whatever. And so you're not eating Pop-Tarts or whatever. Kodiak cake, power pancakes, protein packed, buttermilk, flapjack, and waffle mix. Shoo! That is a lot of words. But this is some good stuff. They also make a dark chocolate pancake one. I think they also have a peanut butter one. They have several. These are good. These are heaven. I love these. These are 2 grams of fat, and the pancakes are huge. They're really big if you want to make it just one giant pancake. But it's 2 grams of fat, 30 carbs, and 14 grams of protein. Oh, these are heaven. And they taste like normal pancakes. So if you like pancakes, these are where to go. You can get these at Kroger. I know you can get them at Kroger in my hometown. I haven't seen them at Walmart, but these are awesome. So there's that. Another thing I liked, when we had sandwiches, I would either get some fresh fruit, like bananas or strawberries or something to eat with my sandwich, or if I wanted some crunch, pretzels. And I liked the flavored ones. These honey mustard are really, really good. They're low in fat. They're moderate in carb, and they have a few grams of protein in them. But these are a good alternative if you've consumed a lot of your fat for the day, but you still want like a chip kind of salty crunch. 1 gram for 20 pretzels, it's 1 gram of fat, 23 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein, which is really, really good. So I enjoyed that. Another thing you can take for breakfast in the morning is packets of oatmeal. These are great, especially if you're going to do these are good, especially before a workout or if you want to work out on your vacation. I mean, you don't have to. Or after you work out or whatever, it's a good pre-workout and as part of your post-workout, because you'll need protein too for a post-workout. But it has 2 grams of fat in it for a packet, 2 grams of fat, 33 grams of carbs, and 4 protein. So this would be good if you don't really want to grab something. Just make sure that you get some protein in for your breakfast. I wouldn't be able to eat one of these just alone. I've got to have more protein than that. Another thing I like to have in the car is, I don't have any to show you, but the complete cookie. I love those things. I tear those things up. But anyway, those are good to have in the car if you are going to be riding for a while or all day and you need something to snack on, or you need something with a little bit of protein in it. Those are really good. But they are higher in carbs, so you just got to be aware of that. If you get something like a baked dish, that is loaded with cheese and oil and meat, and you don't really know what's in it because it's all mushed together, then you're not really going to be able to track that very easily. That's going to be really difficult. You can say, well, there's some cheese in it, but you really don't know how much cheese is in it. You really don't know how much meat is in it. You really don't know how much carbs is in it. And you don't know what oil's been cooked in or how much. You don't know if the meat was cooked separately in oil. So those are hard to calculate, and that's okay if you don't want to worry about it. It's no big deal. But if you really want to keep track of the best you can while you're in, you'd rather have something that'd be a little easier to keep up with, then you would want to do stuff that's kind of separated out. So like, for instance, I like to get the Caesar salad. Caesar salad is a pretty basic, I enjoy them, I like them anyway, so that's a safe bet for me. Yes, they're higher in fat, but there's ways you can go about it. Caesar salads are very minimal in what's in them. You got your romaine lettuce, you have your Parmesan, freshly shredded Parmesan cheese. Typically you have croutons in it, and then you have your grilled chicken or grilled salmon or your steak or whatever you choose to put in the salad. So you know what's in it. And you can pretty much see the amount of each thing that's in it. And then your dressing, I ask for it on the side. So that way I can control how much dressing I use. And I typically dip my fork in it, and then I eat some of my salad with it. And that's how I do it. And that's how I'm able to keep track of really how much I ate when it comes to stuff like that. Or I order grilled chicken. I do take into account that it's probably cooked in oil or fat. I don't ask the waiter or waitress not to cook it in oil or fat, because how do you really know if they did or didn't? So you might as well just go on and calculate it in anyway, even if you asked them. And it just causes more trouble back in the kitchen. That's my personal opinion. Now, if you were doing like a cut for a show or whatever, then I would understand that. But in my situation, no. So I'm not really that worried about it. I just calculate some extra fat in because of that. But if I don't want a salad, I typically order like something grilled or some cooked meat, and then I have a baked potato with butter and sour cream on the side. And then I will either get a salad or cooked veggies, which I know are probably cooked in some butter. But I can still pretty much tell what's in it. The baked potato, I know is a plain baked potato. I can calculate that myself. I can put as much butter as I think a serving is in sour cream. And then with the meat, I just, how big is the meat as far as ounce-wise. And I can calculate that and then calculate some fat or oil in it. So those are pretty easy to do. So it is doable to calculate macros loosely at restaurants. You can get on, you can look up like the actual nutritional content in each meal. It's not on like MyFitnessPal or whatever. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it will give you an ballpark of what, because every kitchen's different. It depends on the cook back there, if they throw extra cheese on there or extra fat or whatever. They're supposed to go by a certain criteria, but it don't always work that way. So that's what I do at restaurants. I also order water. I request lemon, and I put like a sweetener in it. So that really, so that cuts out my soda products, and it cuts out any extra sugars or carbs that I don't need. I typically don't drink. I am not a drinker, so it's nothing against people that like to drink. It's just a personal preference for me. But that's something that I don't have to really think about is alcohol consumption. But you do need to consider that when you are trying to cut or maintain or whatever, because that does calculate towards your macros for the day. And it will make you bloat. Other than that, I just enjoyed my trip. I enjoyed looking at the scenery and just how amazing nature is. It's absolutely beautiful. And that, when you are standing amongst these massive mountains and, you're standing there, you really realize that you know, when you live your life, you think you're all that's really, you live life through your eyes and you don't see anything else. But it really makes you realize there is so much more than just you and your life out there, that you are so tiny in comparison to everything else. And it's just, it's amazing. It is really neat to actually see that. But whatever trip you choose to do, whatever whatever vacation you take, enjoy it. You only live one life, and you need to take in those moments and enjoy the food when you travel. Don't decide, oh, I'm not going to eat that because, if it's something you really, really want, then get. If it's something you can pass on, you're not really that interested in it, then that's just one more day you're on track. It's okay. Whatever works for you. So anyway, I hope this helped. I am going to do, I've got some more videos coming up. I know it has been a hot minute since I have posted anything. It's been about a month, but gosh, life, whoo! And responsibilities and stuff take over. So, but I'm getting back in the swing of it, and I wasn't going to do any videoing or posting while I was on my honeymoon because that was mine and my husband's time. If you would, please subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video from me. And before you head out, please press the like button. That will help me out tremendously. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you all soon. Peace.